Oh, baby, we are live on YouTube.
I don't know what to do with my hands. What do I do with my hands?
The WrestleGeddon Podcast.
Oh, yeah, we're live. YouTube and Facebook. You can check out both those pages. YouTube.com/For the Collection and Facebook.com/WrestleGeddon Podcast or WrestleGeddon Pod. I don't know what to do with the music.
Is I gonna do the loop again?
Probably. I'm gonna try to. We're just gonna turn the volume all the way down and then go pause it. Okay, there we go. Oh man, it's only like the second time we've gone live on StreamYard, so we are rolling here. All right, welcome everybody to episode 208 of the WrestleGeddon Podcast. Of course, I'm one of your hosts, Chris the Heat Matthews, joined each and every week by your other hosts, the Tennessee Jesus, Carl Crossland, and of course, Garrett G. Money Munn, who is not here tonight, but he is here with us in spirit, I guess. No, he's not dead. He just got married, so he's pretty close to being dead.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on, Carl?
Not much. Sorry, Garrett couldn't be here tonight. He took a honeymoon to Egypt to go camelback riding and see the pyramids.
All right. That's a random honeymoon destination.
It is random. I'm like, why are you going to
Very
Egypt?
random.
Like, that's more of like a anniversary or something, maybe. I don't know.
It's kind of
But
odd.
according to Garrett, he really liked what WrestleMania was that at Caesar's Palace?
Is that 9?
9. Yeah, he was inspired by that and wanted to go ride a camel, and so he went to Egypt.
I mean, if Bobby the Brain Heenan can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Oh man, so Garrett, random stuff this week. Just like our random band entrance theme. I'm not gonna play the music. I'll edit it in later. We'll save y'all from the hilarity of me trying to get the music to work. All right, so a random band entrance theme this week. We had Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. It was a nice trip down some music history, listening to some Elvis.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff.
Some good stuff. So what did you end up going with?
I actually decided to go with like a classic, and so I decided to go with Suspicious Minds.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I went with a little less conversation.
Okay.
A little more
Like
action.
No, Viva Las Vegas.
Almost was just gonna pick Jailhouse Rock. I was like, like that's played a lot and stuff. So
Yeah.
let me go with a little less conversation, like that one. And Tom Jones had a really good cover of that one too.
Oh yeah, Tom Jones. That's a name you don't hear a lot anymore. Good old Tom Jones.
Good old Tom Jones. All right. What we got for next week?
We have Motley Crue for next week.
Motley Crue. Oh man. I'll pour some sugar on me.
Is that Motley Crue?
Is that Motley Crue? I thought it's Motley Crue.
I thought that was whatchamacallit? Def Leppard, right?
Oh yeah, that's Def Leppard. I get them mixed up. All the like the 80s hair metal music is like identical. So
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a Motley Crue song because like I'm sitting there, like everything I'm popping up is Motley Crue's "Talk Dirty to Me" or is that Poison?
I don't know. I know the bands, like their music just runs it all runs together. It all sounds identical.
Are they the ones that did that? Dun, dun, dun. How's that song go? Like I know they're like the guitar thing is like dun, 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 dun,
Kickstart My Heart,
dun, dun, dun. Wild Side, does that sound like
Wild Side.
a song?
Yep, Wild Side.
Yeah.
Live Wire. The one I was thinking was Dr. Feelgood. I couldn't remember that. For some
Oh
reason,
yeah.
I kept going like
ruined it.
something. I kept going like Frankenstein, and I was like, no, that's Alice Cooper.
Yeah. Teenage Frankenstein.
No, it was Feed My Frankenstein. It was Alice Cooper.
Oh, you know what? That actually might be it. And I thought he was saying Teenage Frankenstein the whole time.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, it was Feed My Frankenstein.
They go like Feed My Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Dude, this whole time,
I'm hungry for love, and it's feeding time.
this whole time I thought he was saying Teenage Frankenstein.
Awesome.
That's the one that was in. That was the one that was in the Jason movie, right?
I think so.
Like Jason lives or dies, or whichever one. They're like the dude's in a van or Winnebago or something, driving it and coming out to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was in there. Cool. All right, so there we go. Random band this week was Elvis. Next week, Motley Crue. Elite figure of the week this week. Since I'm back home and not in a hotel room, we don't have to rely on Garrett going through his box of figures as he was moving. So this one is a brand new figure. Just found it on Target shelves this past week. It is the Top Picks 2024. Ooh, go that way. Seth freaking Rollins from the 2022 Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
With the
Cody Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes
tights, boots, like everything. Like the boots are all like dusty pattern too, like his old school boots.
Okay.
So, that was an awesome figure. So I saw it on shelf. I was like, shit. I usually wait till they go on clearance for the Top Picks, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna grab that. It just looks awesome. So it's a really great figure. It comes with an extra pair of hands. I just put the finger hands on there so I go, whoa, that whole thing. So that's cool. It's good
how many Seth Rollins figures are there? A lot.
Quite a few.
Because he does like so many unique like ring entrances. It's like I could see why that would be a popular choice. It's like Rey Mysterio has like a lot of ring attire.
Yeah, I especially like Rollins. If you go back to the start of it, which was like the Shield, like after they debuted, like a year after they debuted, when his first figure came out, then it was like they're pumping them out like quite a bit. Then they kind of paused a little bit and then started pushing out more of them. So, but I think with him being as popular as he is now and the world heavyweight champion, we'll probably see quite a bit more of these. Okay. And it's cool. Like usually the Top Picks are just like generic, like ring attires and stuff like that. Something that's not like too sought after. Occasionally they'll spit out one like this Rollins, like in a pretty cool ring attire. They did the Rey Mysterio in that Top Pick set, the Batman themed attire that he had.
Mm-hmm.
So every now and then there'll be some cool ones in there. All right, awesome. So that is your elite figure of the week. Let's go ahead and hop over to Instant Replay this week, which is brought to you by Dubby, one of the best energy drinks on the market. Check out dubby.gg for more information. You can also check out the flavors that they offer. Some really cool flavors up there, especially my personal favorite, Galaxy Grenade, and they also have a Dragonade one too. Those are both really awesome, really good. And use the code WrestleGeddon at checkout. Save yourself an additional 10%.
Yeah, don't drink Dubby. Fuck you.
Be better with Dubby, baby. Be better. So, all right, instant replay this week. There's a few things that went on during the course of the week, but we're kind of gonna bounce like we did last week, different format here. We're gonna talk a little bit about Impact Wrestling. That of course had their Bound for Glory pay-per-view Friday or Saturday. I know it was over the weekend. I think it was Friday night. And under the pay-per-view, they announced the return of the TNA brand. So Impact Wrestling going back to its roots with TNA. I'm kind of excited about that. What do you think, Carl?
I'm excited. Big fan of the TNA brand.
I think they took that break a little bit. There was a lot of stigma with the TNA branding, especially after, Hogan and Bischoff and Dixie Carter and all that, just running the company into the ground pretty much. And I think with Anthem buying them and rebranding it to Impact, I think helped out tremendously, and also securing, a whole lot of new talent in there too, and good mix of younger guys and veterans. So they probably have like one of the best rosters currently, or at least a good mix compared to like AEW and WWE.
I mean, they have a lot of homegrown talent, and then they have a lot of veteran talent, and they have like a nice, good mix of it right now.
Absolutely. And the great thing with TNA too, where the Impact is, you can have guys like Brian Myers, who was kind of just floating around in WWE as Kurt Hawkins, and come to Impact and actually be able to showcase what he can do and the talent that he has in the ring. Same thing with guys like, Heath Slater, Rhino. We got the evolution of the Bully Ray character in Impact, or former TNA. So like stuff that they wouldn't have been able to do in WWE, but were able to do with more creative freedom in Impact.
Yeah. And then there's a couple of wrestlers that I would argue, like Kurt Angle, Christian Cage, that had better careers in Impact and kind of elevated their brand.
Absolutely.
Or TNA, excuse me. It just elevated their brand in there, where they wasn't being used right in the company that they were in, WWE. And then when they get to Impact, we'll get to see them like what they would look like on top of the card, with a little bit more creative freedom.
Yeah, that's the same thing with R-Truth as well. Like, you're looking at like someone who really wasn't given the ball or given a chance in WWE, and they let him go. And he goes to Impact or TNA when they're operating under the NWA banner to start out with, and he becomes one of the first, African-American NWA, the first African-American NWA world champion under the Impact banner.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
because Ron Simmons, when he won the WCW, it was WCW title, not the NWA title.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, that's another one. I mean, he was like one of those ones that were like influential, like when it first started, like really putting it on the map. With Impact, Christian Cage and Kurt Angle came later. But he was like one of those first guys that kind of made the switch over and had some pretty good matches.
absolutely.
Crash Holly had a couple good matches. His kind of tragically ended. Trying to think of other people that Brian Lawyer, I thought his stuff was doing okay. But there in the early days, there was a few people kind of crossed over at the beginning. And of course, you had Jarrett.
Oh yeah, I mean, Jarrett definitely hit his peak in Impact or TNA. Did a lot of his best work in there. Same thing with Angle. Like, Angle's entire run in TNA was just phenomenal. I thought it was like leaps and like, he had a lot of cool moments in WWE, a lot of great matches in WWE, but I really think his peak was in TNA.
Yeah,
I mean, it might have been, like the painkillers and everything helping him out there, but
yeah,
I mean, that he really hit his stride in TNA. I think with the creative freedom and everything too, that helped out quite a bit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. His his body of work in TNA was really good, and one can even argue better than some of his WWE stuff. Don't get me wrong, he's had some good like iconic moments in WWE, but if you go watch some of those matches with Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, like
Yep.
he had some good matches.
Speaking of AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, like, would we really know AJ Styles, or have the AJ Styles have gotten out if it wasn't for TNA?
I don't know. Uh, it's debatable on AJ Styles' career about his Ring of Honor run.
Yeah.
I became a fan of AJ Styles in Impact.
Ooh.
Same thing with Samoa Joe. Like they're around, I want to say around like the 2005, 6 ish mark for those two guys. When they're in like the X division,
Yeah.
Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, that was like some of the best wrestling going on at the time.
Absolutely.
It's like one of those
That's
things. Like I was more excited to see the Impact pay-per-views at that time than I was the WWE pay-per-views that were going on.
I agree with that. It's like even like the weekly shows for Impact, like around like 2006, about 2009, were actually a lot better than most of what WWE was putting out.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it came to, everyone talks about WWE and the women's evolution and all that other stuff, but the stuff that WWE was doing, Impact was already doing years before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Gail Kim and Awesome Kong and ODB. I know I'm missing like a few people. Mickey James for a little bit.
Oh boy!
Chris
All right,
Chris is frozen.
Sorry.
I don't know if I'm. Am I live or am I live while he's frozen?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
I don't know. What was going on?
My internet was acting out, so I had to switch it over to one of the other ones.
Okay.
Oh, we're good. It
Okay.
wouldn't be the WrestleGeddon podcast without technical difficulties.
For sure. Please donate money so we can get a studio. Cash App Chris.
I don't know why it keeps, like, I've got a strong signal, but it keeps telling me that the connection is unstable. So may just have to start like hardwiring the laptop in. All right. Anywho, we're talking X Division, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. I think TNA executed that a lot better. Like WCW had their cruiserweights and stuff. WWE did like the light heavyweight division. But I think when it came to that style, Impact actually executed it a lot more, or a lot better, I should say, than both of those two did.
Yeah. And then when they, I mean, a lot of people said it was like too gimmicky, but when they added the 5-sided ring.
Oh, the 6-sided ring?
Or 6-sided ring. I said 5-sided. That would look stupid, but the 6-sided ring. That was pretty cool. And like then they added like you had the Ultimate X match and
Ultimate
6 sides of steel.
Awesome. I love Ultimate X.
They were innovative with matches too. Like 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 I said, the Ultimate X and the King of the Mountain were some of the best. I
One
mean,
of
they
my
even had a barboard match.
One of my favorite concepts that they've done has been like the reverse battle royal or like the reverse steel cage match, where it's like everyone's fighting on the outside, and the first two that get in the ring have a it turns into a singles match between the two of them. Like that concept was pretty cool. The lockdown match was awesome.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a nice take on like the War Games matchup. And then my favorite, which I haven't done in a while. I know they did a couple years ago with Moose, but the King of the Mountain match.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
That was like geared more toward Jeff Jarrett, but it was still like an awesome matchup.
Yeah. Yeah. They had some good ideas. And then there were some, there are some bad moments too. Like, they did have like a couple of dumb angles. Like, I'm not gonna say it was like all good or anything, but like everything else, like
every company, they got their bad spots. So, oh man, I don't know. Like, I want to consider like aces and eights like a bad thing, but it kind of got old pretty quick because that was during like the Bischoff Hogan run of things, and Bischoff was trying to get that lightning in a bottle again like he had with the NWO. But it wasn't bad because you still had like a nice mix of people that they're bringing in. It just wasn't all like the big guys, like the top names in the company. It was like, Bully Ray and Devon ended up being like, the head of the Devon actually was like the head of the club, and you had guys like D'Lo and Garrett Bischoff and Wes Briscoe. Like it wasn't just like the big names in the company.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the concept on it was good. A lot of the execution was kind of eh. Well, probably one of the better things is the Joker Sting.
Joker Sting. The flying Elvises. Remember that tag team? Or trios or whatever?
The flying Elvis. Wasn't one of them? Wasn't Jimmy Wang Yang was one of them?
I think so. And then there's awesome. Names like, remember Amazing Red?
Yes,
he was Amazing good. Red was
awesome.
Yeah, Sanjay,
which is apparently Zelina Vega's cousin.
Yeah,
like they made quite a few references to him, especially from the Money in the Bank in Puerto Rico, or not Money in the Bank, Backlash in Puerto Rico, where they're talking about when Zelina hit the code red. They said a couple times that her cousin Amazing Red made that move famous. That's pretty good. A lot of good wrestlers coming out of Impact, like Loki, Motor City Machine Guns,
LAX,
the original LAX. Awesome stuff. I'm psyched. I'm excited to see TNA come back.
Yeah, or if they're gonna have the strippers. I wonder if they're gonna have the strippers on the stage. Remember when they first started?
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's gonna be good. Like that. It's been long enough that the stank of Hogan and Bischoff and Dixie Carter should be like completely wiped off of the TNA branding.
Yeah.
I think it's good. To me, TNA never died. It's still called Impact TNA anyway, because
the
same.
Yeah, I always called it TNA. Impact was, to me, like the name of the
show.
Show, yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be pretty awesome. Some more Impact news. Ace Steel CM Punk's best friend, BFF forever, is actually working creative for Impact. It's gotten a lot of high praise from Impact officials and everything. So with that, is there a possibility we see Punk come into Impact?
I'm going to say no. Just for the fact that I think Punk thinks he's too good to show up at Impact. 13.
No, I mean he was backstage for Bound for Glory since it was in Chicago. So everyone said he seemed like pretty chill and everything, was talking to everyone that, wanted to talk to him and all that fun stuff. So it's probably because that's the last place that will take him.
Well, I mean, most wrestlers I know of that has spoken on the situation say they get along with him.
Yeah.
Especially like people that would be in like the Impact locker room. Like I don't think there's too many guys that would butt heads with them. You know what I mean? Because like Impact, you don't have like any like prima donna. Like, even though some of them should be, because they got the talent to be prima donnas, you don't have like too many prima donnas that thinks they're bigger than the show or the brand or anything like that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think that's one of the locker rooms, one of the few locker rooms from stuff that people have said and seen that have been backstage. It's probably one of the more accepting locker rooms and one of the few that where everyone actually gets along and there's no issues between anybody.
Yeah.
But even if there are, you have like the veterans back there, like Bully Ray, a few other guys that would, kind of keep people in line if they need to. And I think that would be one of the big things with Punk too, because I know Bully Ray has stated numerous times on Busted Open that he would love to have Punk in the Impact locker room.
Yeah,
because it would draw eyes to their product. Like people will find a way to watch Punk.
Yeah. And then plus, he ain't gonna start a fight with Moose because he'd kick his ass.
Oh yeah, I'd have to agree on that one. Moose is fucking awesome. Love Moose.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's that guy. I'm surprised. Like that's how like Vince McMahon is not Vince McMahon anymore. Because if I was Vince McMahon, like whatever that guy wanted, like I would give to him for him to come to WWE, and I would make him the guy.
Yep.
So like,
and his mic skills aren't all that. Like they're not like to the par where they should be. But you pair him up with MVP, and I think he'd be golden.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
or just give him just give him the Bill Goldberg treatment where just have him march in and kick ass, like you don't have to say shit.
Yep, you can do that too.
I mean, he's a lot better wrestler than Goldberg was.
Yeah, that's a definite. So definitely, and his spear's a lot better too. It looks nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, awesome! I love Impact. And I sent you that clip from the Impact Knockouts Championship match with Trinity and Mickie James.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was awesome! Nice little throwback to our WrestleMania match with Trish. Oh, good stuff. I don't know. I don't know what else there is to say. Like, there's only so much praise we can give. I mean, I'm sure there's more praise we can give to Impact, but if you're missing out, like honestly, and I know a lot of people don't get access, but Impact's actually available on the premium streaming network. What's been said. So, and I know that's the subscription for that is not that bad. I think it's only like $8 a month. So if you're wanting to watch more wrestling, more Impact, more local, more indie wrestling. That premium streaming network is the way to go for that.
Yeah. And then if you're a dumbass like me and like watching old wrestling, Pluto TV has like a TNA channel that shows the older stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Usually put that on in the background when I'm doing stuff, and like it'll show like old lockdown pay-per-views and things like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's kind of a rundown for Impact there. Nice little praise for them. I really don't have much else for instant replay. We had NXT's Night 1 Halloween Havoc this week. I gotta say, love the costumes for Shotzi and Scarlett. A few different costumes coming out. I think Shotzi did Hellraiser, so she did Pinhead, Edward Scissorhands, and they did the twins from The Shining.
That's cool. Good. I didn't get to catch it because I was too busy traveling. How did the set look on that? Did they have a good set this year?
It's pretty much the same as the last couple of years.
Same.
So. Yeah, they may add a few different things to it, but
I wish I'd go with like more props, like with Halloween Havoc. Kind of, that's like the thing you kind of look forward to is like the stupid dumbass props that WCW would have.
Yeah, WCW had a great setup for Halloween Havoc with that nice skull and like the graveyard and everything. It was cool.
Yeah, they had like different things. Like at one time, I think they had like a gargoyle or something. It was something.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's awesome.
Halloween Havoc.
But one big thing that came out of that, Lyra Valkyria is your new NXT Women's Champion, going over Becky Lynch in the main event. Hell of a matchup. A great match, great women's match, especially for NXT. I'm not mad at that at all. Like we said, whoever Becky is going to drop that title to, it's going to be huge. When that person's going to get over big time. So they did a great job with that one.
Yeah, I am going to go back and should she had a title or should she not have?
Yeah, I think it helped bring more eyes to the NXT brand, especially their women's division, because they do have a solid women's division in NXT again. It just took a little bit to get them built up to where they needed to be. And I think with Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Elektra Lopez, like all these women they got now, Roxanne Perez. Was the other one?
Yeah, it's
Cora Jade. Like they have a solid women's division. So.
Yeah. It seems like it's starting to come back from the 2.0 thing that kind of ruined it.
Yeah,
it's starting to get footing again.
It's definitely gotten a lot better. I don't watch NXT as much as I used to, but when I do watch it, I'm not disappointed. Like, I don't really have a lot to complain about on there. So usually they've been putting on a great show.
Yeah, it just sucks because at one point it was the best fucking wrestling ever. It was better than the main product. But I mean, I guess that's a good thing, right? Maybe it is good that SmackDown and Raw be your better brands. But
I mean, it's cool too because like we get to see these newer wrestlers develop. Like Lexus King, Brian Pillman Jr. made his debut this week too. His entrance was awesome. Like he literally came sliding across the stage in a throne, like just like chilling in a throne, and he like slid across the stage. It was awesome. Like that 2 minutes of his entrance was more entertaining and interesting than anything AEW did with him the entire time that he was on their roster.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think he's going to be huge in NXT. I don't know what's going to happen if he goes to the main roster, but NXT, I think he's going to be a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, he can make like he has the potential. Like, I mean, the main roster thing is hard to kind of judge because especially like Kira Lele, seems like a lot of people that get caught up, hasn't done so well. So
Yeah.
besides maybe Damian Priest.
Yep. What's a whole different animal, like the main roster compared to NXT? Like there's more expected of you on the main roster. I mean, not that there's, no expectations for your NXT, but like it's more demanding being on, Raw or SmackDown compared to NXT.
Yeah, the only thing that disappoints me is like, I mean, it's been a little bit better, but the whole Butch thing still aggravates the hell out of me.
Yeah, at least they put him back in his old ring gear. And he's not wearing like the stupid, pants and the white T-shirt anymore.
Yeah.
At least he's back in his Pete Dunne gear. I just don't know why they I understand why, because Pete Dunne's his actual name. They're not going to trademark, hard time trademarking Pete Dunne, where if they trademark Butch, they own the name, they can do what they want with it. So
yeah, I wish they had made him a little bit more bad, like, because to me he's a little bit more badass than how they portrayed him.
Yeah,
maybe, but it's all good.
Yeah, pretty good stuff there. I don't remember what happened on Dynamite this week. I kind of fell asleep quite a bit because I was exhausted. It was a long day Wednesday. I'm really gonna go back and look up anything either. Just like meh.
Yeah, I was flying to and fro. So
awesome stuff there. All right, so yeah, so why don't we just bounce ahead here to our wrestler of the week? I believe it was my pick this week.
And I hope it is, because I didn't pick nobody.
Yeah. I didn't pick anybody either. So I just threw notes together today. It's been like a busy week. So I was like, let me
go with somebody from Impact, since we're doing Impact.
You know what? That is a great idea. The Thrilling Radio right here, Thrilling Live.
Yeah. I'll just throw out ideas. I'll throw out ideas to you. You have Abyss. You have Alpha Male Monty Brown.
Monty Brown was good.
Yeah.
I know we've done Gail Kim and Awesome Kong.
Mm-hmm. Maybe not as wrestlers of the week, but we've done that.
No, I think we've done something like, we talked about that one quite a bit. I am actually gonna go with
Sting.
I'm gonna go with Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. All right. Wrestler of the week is Kurt Angle.
Let me find one of his matches here. Kurt Angle.
Do you probably go any match with Samoa Joe? Any match with AJ Styles? Or you can do the whole damn pay-per-view where you just like, hey, his match. Wrestle 3 times on that.
How about Angle versus Abyss from Turning Point 2008?
That's a good one.
That's the one where he does the senton off the stage.
Off the stage, yeah.
Yep.
That's a low key like sleeper match. Go on there and impress your friends. Yeah. Go on there and impress your friends with some Kurt Angle knowledge. But hey man, did you see that? Everybody wants to talk about WrestleMania versus Brock and
King of the Ring versus Shane.
Or King of the Ring.
Yeah, 2008. Kurt Angle versus Abyss. Great matchup. That's probably like one of my favorites from that Impact run. It's one of them. But definitely Angle and
the one with
Joe,
the one with
Styles.
Yeah. one with him and Joe. I think at Lockdown. I want to say is one of the best ones.
Yeah. Awesome stuff. All right. So there's your wrestler of the week, Kurt Angle. Check out his match with Abyss from Turning Point 2008. Honestly, you can probably flip on Pluto to the Impact, the TNA channel, and I'm sure that'll be one of the random pay-per-views that are on there at any point in time.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Wrestler of the week. All right. Let's hop over to No Holds Barred. Good times had by all. All right. What you got? No Holds Barred.
I don't know, man. Titans traded our safety Kevin Byard. Made me fucking cry. He'd been with the team for a long time. I didn't cry, but felt like it. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm
World of
not going to be any help with that one.
Yeah. Plan on probably watching Five Nights at Freddy's tomorrow on
Just
Peacock.
watched that earlier tonight. It was actually
Did
pretty
you?
good.
You like
I
it?
liked it. Yep.
It's long though, right?
About an hour and a half, maybe.
Is it an hour and a half? I heard it was like 3 hours.
3 hours. Oh no.
No. Okay.
No. Nope. No, it was good though. I enjoyed it. Like, I know like very little about the Five Nights at Freddy's game, so like going in, like not knowing a whole lot about it, like is actually like it was good. I'm sure if you're a diehard, FNAF, as the kids on the streets call it, if you're a diehard Five Nights fan, then you probably pick out stuff that was a little different than the games or may have been changed for the movie or whatnot. So, but I liked it. Xavier loved it. He was begging to watch it since he saw the trailer for it, so he liked it too. So it's pretty good. It's a time
my son loved the game. That's like one of the biggest things like we did during the pandemic was play Five Nights at Freddy's since we couldn't go out nowhere. And we even got it on VR on the Oculus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I bet that's more fun than playing it on PlayStation.
It is a lot scarier, but yeah, they had fun playing it. Yeah, he's put and then they came out with like more versions of the game, and there's like all these new characters and stuff like that. So it's
nice. I actually got
involved.
When I was traveling a couple weeks ago for work, I found this PS4 box set for Security Breach.
Oh, okay.
This thing was like 70% off. I got it for $30. So it's got the actual game in here, or 75% off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got the game, it's got a magnet, a vinyl figure, some pins, stickers, plushes, a steel book case for the game. So that has a lot of stuff in here for $30. Xavier's been pestering me for this game. I was like, shit, for that price, like, why not? It's cheaper than the game by itself. So
yeah, my son has a Security Breach. He don't. He still plays it, but not a lot to it. You just control the door and the lights, and you have cameras, and the object of the game is not to run out of power, but also not get killed by the things. It's pretty low.
He was making it sound like there was more more to it for a Security Breach.
Oh yeah, Security Breach is like it's like an actual game. It's like
Oh, okay.
it's like you're in the pizzeria. It's supposed to have evolved into like more of like a
It's more like a free roaming.
yeah, like you free roam
Something
and
like that.
they have like a ball pit thing and on that you're like a little kid. You're like a little kid. You're not like a security guard. You're like a little kid that is locked in, and Freddy's a good guy in it.
Yeah. Okay.
And he helps you through the game.
Nice. Yeah, I got him the first game. Like you were saying, it's just like very simple. It was like $2 on the PlayStation Store at one point for a
Yeah.
sale. So like here, there's Five Nights at Freddy's. He couldn't even make it in like 20 minutes into the game, and he didn't want to play it anymore because of the jump scares.
Yeah.
I was like, really, dude?
Yeah. It's pretty scary though. Like, yeah.
Awesome. What else we watched?
It's been
I finally watched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Do you like it?
Oh my god, it was so bad.
Yeah, I started to watch it. My sister messaged me in our group chat not to watch it because it was stupid.
It was really bad. Like I'm
But
surprised I made it through the whole movie. So,
but I don't know, like I'm kind of a sucker for like uh sucky ass horror movies, especially from like the 80s and 90s.
yeah.
So it might be right up my alley. Like I might
Like,
enjoy it anyways.
I mean, one of my favorites is Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I love that movie, and it's so campy and cheesy and corny, but I could barely make it through um Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
But they're doing a sequel. Some images leaked online. So it looks like they got a bigger budget. The makeup is different for Pooh. Like actually looks decent. They're adding Tigger, Owl, and Piglet looks different too. So they upgraded a lot of the visual, like a lot of the practical makeup effects and stuff. So it doesn't look like a cheesy mask anymore. So.
Is it better than the Toxic Avenger?
Nothing will ever be better than the Toxic Avenger.
But speaking of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, another one of my favorites. And when I was little, when I first saw this, it scared the fuck out of me. Like speaking of like being like little kids and stuff, is Ernest Scared Stupid. You ever seen that?
Oh yes, I love that movie. I made my kids watch it last year.
Yeah, they used the costumes from Killer Clowns from Outer Space for the trolls.
Yeah,
it was like the same company that did
it was the same like producer or something. Yeah. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But you can tell too, like, because when I saw Ernest Scared Stupid, I hadn't seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So then, like, I discovered it as I got older. So I'm watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I happened to watch Ernest Scared Stupid. I was like, why those trolls look familiar? Like, 'cause it's like a handful of them. Like, they look familiar. Then I found out about them reusing the costumes. Like, oh, it makes perfect sense now.
Yeah, I can't remember which one I seen first because like I grew up kind of watching scary movies, but I remember the Ernest Scared Stupid. Like for some reason, it was like I don't know. When I try to go to bed, I saw the little troll looking at me. It's like,
I mean, when you're like 9 and 10, that's kind of freaky.
I was younger than that. I was younger than that.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah. I might have been a little younger too, but that troll, like the practical effects for that troll were awesome. Like they did a really good job on that, like the costume and the makeup and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like watching that Tales from the Crypt. I wonder if that's streaming anywhere. Is Tales from the Crypt streaming anywhere?
I would assume if it was, it'd be on Max, since that was like a HBO series.
Yeah.
Um,
I watched
I
that
think,
on regular TV. So,
I think Demon Knight was streaming somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it at.
yeah, it was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of the movies.
I like Demon Knight more than Bordello of Blood. Bordello of Blood.
Yeah. Demon Knight was a lot better than that. Demon Knight put me in the mind of like, I don't know if you ever watched the Stephen King. It was like a TV series, but I saw it on like VHS. But it's like a bunch of episodes. It was like The Stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it put me in mind of that too much.
Yep. Which they remade The Stand too. That's on Paramount Plus. So they redid.
Oh, did they?
Yep.
It's one of those things where some of that stuff will, like, they redo. It's like, I don't know if I want to see it. Just because I don't want it to ruin the original.
Yeah. But that was awesome. There's a lot of good stuff out there. There's another one too on Shudder. I was actually listening to Wrestling with Freddie, and he had Mike Rome, the SmackDown ring announcer, on there, and they're talking horror movies. Mm-hmm. And there's one that came out in 2020 called The Host. So this one was basically like during like lockdown, like these group of friends got together and they were doing a seance over fucking Zoom, and it just goes like completely sideways. It was awesome. Like, I thought it was really good. So, and it was only like an hour. Like, it wasn't even that long.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that one. Because I'm very limited on the amount of scary movies I get to watch. But they put me in mind of remember that movie? It's actually pretty good. Is White Noise? You ever seen that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah, that's what it put me in mind of when I saw the trailer for Host. Was that?
Nice. Yeah, White Noise is pretty good. White Noise is good. Another one, Mirrors, was pretty good too. I like that one.
Yeah.
A lot of good spooky movies out there.
Yeah. That never beats the classics though. Like, I always got to watch Halloween. I always got to watch The Shining. Friday the 13th Part 3. It's a good go-to every Halloween season. The Exorcist, really good movie. Poltergeist.
Yeah, I heard the new Exorcist was pretty bad.
My mom went and seen it. She said she liked it. She said it wasn't scary, but it had like a better story than normal.
Yeah, I just heard it wasn't that great, and they just kind of threw like, I don't want to spoil it for people that want to watch it. So, I mean,
yeah,
it's in theaters. I'm sure it'll be streaming on Peacock or something, or Paramount or whatever soon. So,
yeah. You seen it or you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it. I don't have any desire to watch that. Like, the trailers didn't look that good.
See, because a lot of people, I like the Emily Rose one, and a lot of people didn't like that one. So I don't know. We'll see.
Exorcist 1, Exorcist 2, both pretty solid. Exorcist 2 is probably like one of the better horror sequels, but anything usually after that I can't really get behind.
Yeah, they were kind of garbage after that.
Yeah.
Children of the Corn. The first one was good. The rest blew ass. Pet Cemetery 1 was good. 2 was okay. It wasn't like that horrible.
Yeah.
You're a dog lover versus a cat lover.
I will say if you haven't checked it out, the new the Chucky TV series has actually been pretty good. So they just
Yeah.
did the mid-season finale for this new season, so I still got to watch that episode. But it's been pretty good so far. But kind of with them being in the White House, I was kind of like on it, but after watching, so far this season, it's been pretty decent.
Yeah. Yeah, watching that season of stuff is kind of hard to do, man.
Yeah.
Finding time, but because I try to watch that Scream MTV one, and I made it like halfway through.
That was good.
Yeah.
Had very low expectations going into it. I thought it was going to be terrible, but it was actually the first 2 seasons were really good. The third season not as good as the first 2, and it was pretty short too. Because I think it got canceled like halfway through, and they just cut it. So, but the first 2 seasons were good. So.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Oh, there's no holds barred for the week. I don't know if you got anything else.
No, I'm good. I don't want to bore you with football or basketball. Just started baseball. We're at the World Series.
I mean, the plus side with Garrett MIA, we get to talk about horror movies and without him having to go turn all the lights on in his house. Awesome. All right. Theme of the week this week. Supposed to be Garrett's pick, but obviously he's not here. So I let my wife pick, and she actually picked Waylon Mercy.
Yep.
Waylon Mercy this week. There's a throwback for her. Oh.
Yeah.
Which if we didn't have Waylon Mercy, we wouldn't have had Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, kind of inspiration for Bray Wyatt.
Pretty excited about that, and it's not a bad theme either. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's pretty good theme.
All right, I'm trying to load up here and kill some time here, but I've got pulled up here the Gertner quote of the week.
Yeah, pull it up.
Yeah, I got one right here. I don't think we've done this one yet, but the man who drove Beulah McGillicuddy into the mat so hard she didn't know whether to urinate, defecate, or ejaculate. I present to you Bubba Ray Dudley. Oh man, I love those Gertner quotes. That shit would not fly today.
Would not.
Oh man, so awesome stuff there. Love it. That's gonna do it for us for this week. A little shorter episode than usual, so we'll give you back about 30 minutes of your time this week. So enjoy it. Spend some time with your family. Make sure you guys check us out on all our social media feeds. Just search WrestleGeddon Podcast. We'll show up. Check out our Redbubble store, redbubble.com/people/WrestleGeddon Pod to buy some cool WrestleGeddon Podcast merchandise. That is one of the best ways to support us. The other way is to leave us a review on Spotify. Leave us a 5-star review on there, and iTunes. That helps us expose ourselves a little more to the masses. And there's nothing better than us exposing ourselves. So,
yeah.
But yeah, check out all that stuff out. Follow us on all our socials, everything else. And that's going to do it for us for this week. This is episode 208 of your WrestleGeddon Podcast. Of course, man, Chris the Heat Matthews, and he's the Tennessee Jesus Carl Crossland. And we'll chat with you guys next week. Later.
Later, play.